Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports.
Okay, Coach, so the snow and rain have stayed out of the forecast, but we're in for a cold afternoon at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
180. Check. Watch 54. Watch the pass.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And his first pass is incomplete. James Washington was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a third. Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. 70th catch for him on the year. Like so many others, this goes for a first down. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. It's Clinton-Dix with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before it's all the way down to the 37. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. It would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
There you go. Ball right in. Check. Watch 54. I got one.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Going to 53. Check.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Kill.
On third down, it's Pollard, and that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. And Zerline's kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it should be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs. They have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On second down, Connor looking for space. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go.
That's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Second and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Kill. Watch it, 5. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 26.
On second down, it's Pollard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll lead here to a third down.
We're going to 53.
Now Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ward. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
I'm going to run you over.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Pollard. He's got daylight. The 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0. now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go!
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive silver lining, you know.
2nd and 5 now. Roethlisberger. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Third and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a 1st down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down.
And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Cowboys. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower postgame. Sirline connects on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
The Steelers take over
That's it,
first
baby.
and 10
We gon' work.
at their own 25-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
We know, but now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Cowboys. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
They probably went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the window...
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Devin Bush leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. 2nd down and goal. Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture of the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Finally to the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Now it's Connor, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in fourth down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking him nicely. Good English on that punt. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. First and 10 at the 18.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. There we go, kill. Jam. Showing it. Check, crunch. There we go, going to 53.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Check, we're going to 54. I got it. Tighten up.
On second and 11 now. Prescott got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and it's second down. Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up second and 10.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54.
Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And now it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because that incompletion's on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give him another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
To throw is Prescott. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Prescott now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Prescott yet again. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Throwing again on second down. Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Let's go!
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he's blocked out just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Conner. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Tyler Boyd, a touchdown reception. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to see what's going on with the Chiefs. And they trail that one to the visiting Oakland Raiders. Derek Carr has a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting LA Rams. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have just about put this one on ice already. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Check three.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. You keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field when you go make a play on the football.
Prescott down, and he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 21 yards there on third down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL?
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
You see me out here? That's right.
And they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
Let's go.
come on, capitalize on this one.
And still fighting. That one good for 33 and a first.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if you hand it to him again on this play, but make the defense think that you will, and maybe you have some options off of it.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels.
Here we go.
Touchdown number 8 on the year. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Look like they have more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that doesn't matter.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 35. That's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Forced out to his left. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball in the coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Prescott off play action. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Prescott to throw it. Throw left side complete. It's Lamb. Able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Here's Pollard again. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Double, this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. They'll find it, find it.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people can go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Clinton Dix making the safety blitz look easy. Zooms in for the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Ebron's got it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Roethlisberger now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st down. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10.
You ain't going nowhere. Tight dog.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you get earned the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Well, a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Intended for Ryan Switzer.
It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
That's to his running back, complete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
We call that sack block.
Cameron Hayward, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It's getting some penetration. Watch twist. Here we go, 46.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. He's going to air one out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Third and long for Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Check 31.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 46 yards on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Here we go.
Not at all. Now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to a 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They go play action here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
Ready?
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Drop deep, drop deep.
On 2nd down, Samuels. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Oh, yeah!
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Switzer, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen. He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Watch the shift.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now this throw caught left side. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense. And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
12 yards that time to Pittsburgh first. They'll look to throw.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
A good pick up there at 22. He's back to throw.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. He'll look to throw. The 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Letting one go deep for the... And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Going to run again here with Pollard. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 47.
Prescott. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Incomplete from the contest. It's now 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Watch the safety creep.
Throwing here, Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J. Watt in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Cowboys,